Hello, this is Stephanie with Trillium Tarot, and I am going to start today by showing you my Witches Tarot deck. Now, this is one of my favorite decks, so much so that I have it in 3 different sizes. I have the regular size, the traditional tarot deck size, I have the smaller pocket size, and then I also have the mini size. So I'll go ahead and I will use the regular size decks to show you. Just so you can get an idea of what the cards look like. So we start with the Fool. You'll see that these cards are based on the Rider-Waite, so you'll see very similar symbolism and imagery. We go from the Magician to the High Priestess, the Empress with the stars around her head there, and then the Emperor is sitting there watching the children play, surveying his land. The Hierophant with the keys and the red robe. Excuse me. And the Lovers overseen by the angel. We have a slightly different version of the Chariot. The traditional Rider-Waite has the 2 sphinxes pulling the chariot, but here we have 2 different color horses. We have the Strength card, which has the lion and the infinity symbol. I believe that's technically called a lemniscate or lemniscate, if I remember correctly. Then we go into the Hermit, the Wheel of Fortune. I really like that one with the leaves on the background and the 4 symbols of the elements. We go to Justice, and then straight into the Hanged Man. Death is one of everybody's favorite cards. It's not as scary as it seems. But it is one that jumps out at people thanks to Hollywood. Temperance is really a beautiful card to me. I think it's because of the rainbow in the background. Excuse me. This deck, instead of the Devil, it shows the shadow side. So that card is renamed, but you can obviously see the same concept behind it. Then we get into the Tower and the Star. Now the Moon is, you can see the overlay here with the cover of the card deck. The Moon is the cover of the deck, and also I like this deck so much, I did go ahead and purchase, rearrange here. I did go ahead and purchase the bag, the satin bag for my regular size deck. And the moon is also the image on that bag that I have as well. All right, so we go from the moon into the sun with the sunflowers and the child on the horse. The Judgment card in this deck, it's called Karma. And then the World card with the green man in the center. I'm going to set the Major Arcana off to the side here because these cards are going to slip if I keep piling them up. So now we'll go into, looks like I'm getting kind of a glare on the cards here. Let me see if I can make an adjustment. Yeah, that looks a little bit better. We're going to look at the suit of swords. So that's the ace. Then we see the 2 of swords, the 3 of swords, again with the traditional Rider-Waite imagery. 4 of swords, look at her face. I would not want to run into her in a dark alley. The 5 of swords, and then the 6. Usually there's more than one person in the canoe or the boat, but this is just one person paddling themselves past the turbulent water and into the calmer waters ahead. 7 of swords. He has a rather smug look on his face. His face actually reminds me of somebody I used to know, except I think it was so many years ago, I don't even remember the person's name. It just jumps out in my memory there. I'll have to circle back to that later. The 8 of swords with the person surrounded by, or encircled by the 8 swords there. 9 of swords, the anxiety and the stress. And the 10 of swords. Nobody likes the 10 of swords. Then we have the court cards. We have the page, the knight, the Queen of Swords, and the King of Swords. And you just saw that card slip. So I'm just going to, as I go through these suits, I'm just going to move them off to the side so we don't have slippery cards. All right, so let's start off the set of the suit of wands. We have the Ace of Wands. I love that butterfly. Butterflies make me happy. The Two of Wands. I really like that in this suit that there are flowers on the wands. And I can't remember what the book says the type of flower is. I want to say hawthorn, but I might be wrong on that. So then we go into the Three of Swords. He's looking out at the boats either coming in or going out. And the Four of Swords with the white castle in the background. I love that garland that they're dancing and celebrating under. Swords, wands. How have I been saying swords this whole time? This is the suit of wands. Okay, moving on. So the Five of Wands is obviously the conflict card. They're riding their dragons into battle. Six of Wands with the wreath. Seven of Wands defending. This guy is standing his ground against all comers. And then there's the Eight of Wands. In the traditional Rider-Waite, it's also just wands flying through the air. Nine of Wands. And then finally the Ten of Wands, just throwing them over your shoulder and carrying them off to whatever the destination is. Page of Wands, saying, hello, I'm young. The Knight of Wands coming straight toward the viewer. The Queen of Wands. And finally, the King of Wands. Next, we will look at the suit of cups. So, we'll start out with the Ace of Cups. And then the Two of Cups. I really like the imagery on this card because if you'll see, you can see the red tied around their hands. This is a hand fasting ceremony. Three of Cups in the beautiful garden of flowers. Four of Cups with the mermaids keeping the little boy company, the pouty little boy. Five of Cups, another mermaid, obviously, since it's the water element. Six of Cups, a couple of kids playing by a water pump, a hand pump. And then the Seven of Cups with all the choices in front of the person. The Eight of Cups, it also has 8 stars along with the 8 cups in the image. And then the Nine of Cups with the abundance of fruit in the foreground on the table. 10 of Cups, very similar to the traditional Rider-Waite with the rainbow and the 10 cups in the sky and the family. So for the court cards for the cups, we have the Page of Cups, the Knight of Cups, the Queen of Cups, and the King of Cups. So let's get rid of the cups there. Now we'll get into the pentacles. Get it lined up here. The Ace is very simple. I really like the way the pentacles are presented here. The Two of Pentacles, the nice young man juggling multiple responsibilities or multiple thoughts. The Three of Pentacles, the apprentice, with his little familiar there. I just saw the little black cat sitting next to him. I actually have a black cat sitting next to me. Well, not right next to me, but he's on the bed next to me. The Four of Pentacles. The Five of Pentacles. This one is very obvious. The person is out in the cold or wandering or cast out. That looks cold. Six of Pentacles. The Seven of Pentacles. He's waiting for things to grow. Patiently or impatiently, who knows? The Eight of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles. And the 10 of Pentacles. I love that dog. That looks like a happy little dog. You have the Page of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles. And finally, the King of Pentacles. I know this was a quick run through of the cards within this deck, but I know that when I was shopping for tarot cards, I would have liked to have seen all the cards before deciding if I was going to make a purchase. So I will go ahead and upload this to YouTube. I will include some links if you do decide that you want to shop for this deck. I would greatly appreciate it if you would shop using one of those hyperlinks, one of the affiliate links, because then you are supporting the channel and allowing me to continue making these videos. That doesn't mean that you're paying any more for the item. It's just built into the listing fees for the vendors who sell through websites. So I really appreciate your help. Also, feel free to share this with other folks and spread the word that there's a website in town that's going to show you, I think I have something like 70 decks on my agenda to go through. So please bookmark me, share the word, and I'll see you next time.